Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn. It is Larissa, and today we are talking about letting go of the mask of perfection. So, if you feel like you are pressured to keep up with life, to keep up with the Joneses, just to be, do, and have it all, to please everyone around you, and you let yourself slide at the end, you've got high standards, yet people call you a perfectionist because you want things to be really, really good. Maybe you don't feel like it yourself. However, you are overworked because you're rushing from one thing to another and you want to do it all with excellence. And you're doing a lot, yet you're not making progress overall. It's like something is missing and you're underfulfilled in your life. If any of that sounds like you, I am talking to you today. You are in the right place. So let me know where you're coming in from. If you're tuning in by replay, type in replay in the chat. And if it's your first time here in this group, type in first time in the chat. Now, some of you know me and some of you don't. For our new members, I'm Larissa McCouch, Master Results Coach, Trainer, Truth Seeker, and CEO of Abundance Academy. And we help six-figure entrepreneurs who have achieved a high level of success radically transform their life and business, create the time, money, and freedom that they desire by overcoming the mental barriers standing in their way. And it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always like this. I want to just share a little bit about my past and where I came from to really start shifting this perspective. I was told that there was nothing special about me or my youth. And this is a lie I bought into. I was isolated in Ukrainian culture and passion. Like, this was my passion. This was all I knew. However, I didn't know there was a world outside of this box. I appreciated it. I loved it. But I didn't know that there was anything else out there. I didn't grow up wealthy, yet I was reminded of every single advantage I did have. And throughout my life, I felt unworthy of success. And a lot of that was due to me. I was unable to receive gifts. I was unable to receive compliments. No matter how well I did in school, there would always be a reason why it wasn't good enough. I would punish myself for my report cards before my parents got to do it. Even if I got 100%, I would find a reason for it not to be good enough. Now, my grandparents, yes, I guess some of you can relate. Some of you can relate. My grandparents came to this country, to Canada, as immigrants, and they wanted to give us a better life. And they worked their fingers to the bone. They instilled a scarcity mindset in me and my family and my siblings, and really taught us that money was love. And even though we accepted things physically, there was something inside me that felt really wrong to accept this scarcity mindset, this way of thinking that there's never going to be enough, that we have to darn every single sock to make sure it lasts another 5 or 10 years instead of just going out and buying a new one. So there was always this sense of lack. And one of the things growing up, we had a great family life. And at one point, my mom ended up remarrying. And she remarried someone that was psychologically, physically, and verbally abusive. There was drama, there was violence. Most of it was resolved with court intervention and eventually with my mom leaving. And it really showed me that when you make a change, when my mom decided to make a change, everything can change. That was such a powerful moment, because when she chose to stand up for what she needed and she believed in, her life completely transformed. I saw her blossom like a flower before my eyes. Yet while I was a kid and while I was younger, I think like a lot of us, you can all relate, I grew up confused. I felt really inferior and like the world was out to get me, like people were out to get me. And I didn't know what my passions or purpose were or how to even find them. And I was a hard worker, worked my fingers to the bone, just like my grandparents. And no matter how hard I worked, it was just never good enough. And so I started creating these really high expectations. And for me personally, I never felt like a perfectionist because I always saw my flaws and that I could do better. So tell me, raise your hand, give me a high five, give me a heart if you can relate. Maybe you don't call yourself a perfectionist, yet you notice all your flaws. However, others kept telling me that I was a perfectionist and had unreasonable expectations when I just wanted it to be magnificent. I just wanted it to be the best it could possibly be. And in that time, I hid the truth of who I was. I kept hiding behind my hair. I had long hair, and I would hide behind my hair, and I would hide behind my dance accomplishments. I would hide behind certain things while I kept searching for myself inside for nearly 20 years. And the thing is, it was sitting right in front of me the entire time. So why did I want to share this with you? Why did I decide to share this with you? Because the real me was right there. The real me was right in front of me, just like it's right in front of you too. Just like he's right in front of you, just like she's right in front of you too. You've got to take off the sunglasses and allow yourself to see that person looking back at you in the mirror. And I know I was hiding from everyone, including myself, as I kept up this search. And my ability to be present, to love and appreciate all my imperfections started by gratitude and curiosity. I had a deep, deep, deep curiosity, and that was a big game changer. Now, my curiosities led me to learn so much along the way. I kept the best of the past and brought it into the future. Don't need to dwell on the past. It is what it is. I've learned to trust myself and handle choices without overwhelm. I've learned that your thoughts and beliefs create the reality, and you do have the power to choose. Now, I went from having a lot of money to having none to building it back up again. I went from having 10 years of infertility to learning how to change my mindset and conceive like that. I went from having a medical condition to taking charge of my body and having it disappear through the power of this. I went from being on the low end of the totem pole to running a multi-million-dollar company, and went from hiding in my own life to essentially dusting off my secret dreams and finally pursuing them. I let go of my vicious independence, and I stopped trying to recreate the wheel. Ask yourself, are you being viciously independent? Or are you accepting the help that's out there? Are you accepting the people's help that is being offered to you? Are you accepting and following the systems and recipes that are sitting right there in front of you? Are you accepting your own thoughts? Are you accepting the help from yourself, or are you still trying to figure it out on your own? Now, whenever you ask a question and ask a good question, your mind will start to find the answer. And the more answers I kept seeking, the more I allowed things to come to me. I started to find the perfect people and the perfect opportunities. They literally just fell in my lap. And it's always been better than I could have ever imagined. Whether it's through education, whether it's through my team, whether it's through my family and my son. Oh my goodness, he is amazing. He's so, so adorable and very smart. And the big thing, how it all really happened and came full circle, is that I made personal growth and studying with experts my main investment. I've invested more than $300,000 into myself, and I cannot wait to get to 7 figures. I had a friend guess. I'm like, oh my gosh, I pulled out my tax returns and calculated how much money I've invested in my personal growth and development. And she's like 7 figures. I'm like, oh, not quite there. And it was a really pivotal moment. And that was a moment where I'm like, okay, there is so much more to learn. And that's going to be one of my next benchmarks, one of my next goals. Now, when it comes to perfection, perfection is the condition or state or quality of being free, or as free as possible from any flaws or defects. So perfection is about not having any flaws, not having any defects. When it comes to the word mask, a mask is a covering for all or part of your face. It's worn as a disguise to amuse or terrify people, and in medical cases, to protect yourself. I used to wear masks, right? Theatrical masks. I used to use my hair as a mask. And whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the universe or spirit, ultimately, you were born an image of perfection. You were born perfect. You are perfect. The creator, God, universe, there are no mistakes in this world, and you were born a perfect being in it. And you may not understand it yet. However, you can't connect the dots looking backwards. You can only connect them looking, or you can't connect the dots looking forwards. You can only connect them looking backwards. The thing is, if you're going to connect the dots, you've got to pay attention. You've got to pay attention. And knowing that your inner being, your inner soul is perfect. It's not about what you do that will make you perfect. It's about who you are that is perfect. And when you let go of the mask of perfection, I think when it comes to this mask of perfection, it's this image or this facade that you want to put on for other people. It's this image or facade about what you think you need to be to others and to yourself. And it's more about the doing and perfectionist behavior that I'm talking about, because ultimately what you do and who you are two very different things. You would like to have what you do in alignment with who you are. However, perfect people don't always do perfect things. Perfect people don't always do perfect things. And I want you to allow yourself to separate that, because the fact is you're going to mess up. The fact is, no matter how good you try to make things, you will have challenges come in your way. And your failures are actually life's greatest gifts. So when you're talking about letting go of this mask of perfection, it's letting go of this imaginary thing that you've created that you think you have to do to perform for others, to create this illusion of what you want on Facebook or on Instagram, which is actually a false image that you're trying to put out for others. It's so key to be true and authentic to yourself and stop hiding behind that mask of illusion. I said I used to hide behind my hair. I had really long hair. It was almost down to my backside. And I would often just let it drape over my face, and I'd hide behind it. And I didn't even realize I was doing it until one day. I think it was about 14 years ago now that I decided to shave my head. And after the head shaving, it was a bit surreal. And I was sitting in a restaurant with some really close friends, and I just felt so exposed. I felt like everyone was looking at my face. I couldn't hide behind anything because this was exposed. Everything was there. I'm fortunate I had a good shaped head, so I'm grateful for that. However, I was completely exposed. There was nothing to hide behind. And that was a very vulnerable moment, because I realized I had to express myself from my heart. I had to express myself from my face. People really did see who I truly was. And no matter what I did, there was no avoidance strategy at that point. It was absolutely massive. It was absolutely pivotal. So you don't have to go shave your head to feel vulnerable. However, look at the ways you are hiding in your life and realize taking imperfect actions and learning the lessons along the way is perfection. Being true to who you are and what you do and what you want is perfection. Focusing on what you want and allowing the people, the resources, and the help to come in is perfection. Saying thank you to yourself, to others, to the universe, that is the key. Be grateful. Be grateful for everything you have in your life, every single flaw, every single advantage, and really step up and step out into your absolute most magnificent self. Now, if this is resonating with you, if you've been struggling to please everyone else first, to keep up with that illusion you've created, reach out to me, reach out to my team, and let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation about how you can help change that. And we are here for you. We want to see you shine because you deserve the life that you want to live. You deserve to have the business that you want to have. You deserve to be, do, have anything you want, not because of horse trading, simply because you are put on this earth and you absolutely deserve it. You deserve more time with your family. Let me know if you agree. You deserve more freedom in your life to travel where you want, to travel how you want, to have beautiful experiences with your children, with your family, with those that you love most. You deserve it just because you're you. And you deserve to feel good about that each and every day. So we've got so many different tools and resources available for you. One of my favorite tools and resources that we have is, it's called 8 Questions to Unlock Your Path to Abundance. This, when I first did these 8 questions, this was a moment of truth, and it really did change my life. And I know it will help change yours. So if you'd like access to the 8 questions, then reach out to me, reach out to my team, pop a comment in the chat, say, I want the 8 questions, and we will set you up. Okay, so send a message to me, send a message to Kelsey, send a message or pop something in the chat of this thread, and we will be happy to connect with you and get those 8 questions to you. It's so important that you put yourself first, that you let go of the mask of perfection so you can step into the greatness that you desire. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.